Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and Terry Foster too. Welcome to Racing for a Cause Super Late Models Wednesday night. Tonight we're live here from this half-mile track known as Martinsville Speedway. My name is Chris, and joining me in the booth, well, right now it's nobody, but Rick will be here soon. Just had to deal with a little PC issue. He will be back. Martinsville Speedway, the site of excitement here on Wednesday night. It's the Super Late Models, and they're going to be dealing with pretty optimum conditions out there. 71 degrees as an air temperature, track temperature 75, and we are getting ready to roll. Want to thank Justin Riggsbee for making this one happen tonight, as Justin is the sponsor of tonight's race. And well, I guess, you know, until Rick is back, why don't we try and get a hold? Oh, hey, with me as always, my good friend Rick Hammond Jr. Rick, how are you? Doing well. Just about to get Mr. Riggsbee up here if we could. Looking for him. There he is. Justin Riggsbee, Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy? How you doing, Justin? Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time here because, well, there isn't a lot of time. So hopefully by osmosis you get this track figured out, but wanted to get you up here. Listen, you are the sponsor for tonight's race. You're the one responsible for getting it on YouTube, and why don't you go ahead and talk about your cause here tonight?
Your arteries are narrowed or even sometimes blocked, you know, causing there to be less blood flow to the brain, and that'll lead to strokes and then some other ongoing issues that, you know, stroke's never good, and that can you know, cause long-term effects. Sometimes it's just short, but it's not a very common disease. Not a lot of people know what it is, and the MoyaMoya Foundation is something that is helping bring awareness to that disease, and they've got a website, MoyaMoya-Foundation.org. Kind of goes in a little bit more depth on what this disease is, and allow you to donate through that site, as well as they have a calendar, you know, it shows all the events they partake in throughout the year to help bring awareness to the cause.
Well, that's awesome, bud, and again, thank you. Is this a cause that you know firsthand, or is just something that you heard about that kind of struck a nerve?
Got us muted, bro.
You're not anymore. You're good.
I don't want to claim knowing firsthand. It is in the family, but I never dealt firsthand with it. You know, I came along after said disease had, you know, taken effect and took a toll on the family. But I have seen long-term, you know, what it can do, and, you know, I've heard all about it, you know, beforehand, you know, and what they went through, and I could only even try to imagine, you know, the fear, you know, especially with such a rare disease. You know, not a lot of people knew what was going on, and it took a while to find out what the problem really was. So you just keep everybody in mind that does deal with it, and just hope more awareness is brought to it, and they learn more as time goes on.
That's all we can do, Justin, and it's little things like you sponsoring tonight that'll help bring that awareness along for the ride, bud, and we appreciate it so much, Justin. Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a good show.
Good luck out there, bud. That's going to be Justin Riggsbee, the driver of the 99, still trying to figure out this track, and here we are, Rick, taking a couple of precious moments away, but I don't think he minded too much.
No, I don't think so either. And I mean, figure it out. He's sitting in third right now on my screen. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's going to be a shame when he actually figures it out. You know, he might go up to, I don't know, the lead. Speaking of the lead right now, look, he's back again. It's Colin Allman, and we know what he can do on these short tracks. He is out to prove it once again. Colin Allman, the winner of the first 2 weeks here on the Racing for a Cause Super Late Model Wednesday nights, man. And the guy is just an absolute machine on these short tracks. Rick, is there anybody out there that can touch him?
Well, I mean, Hacker hasn't really had the races, and last season Hacker did pretty well. Of course, Jeff Dillon, last season's champion, sitting in 6th place right now. So there's a couple guys that I'm looking up towards the front, Chris, or in practice here, that I think there's a couple guys that might have something for him. But the problem is, I mean, he is fast. Allman's best time right now, 19.03. Next best time looks like Brian Hacker with a 19.13. So
yeah,
a little bit of a difference there, and we'll have to see. I mean, 100 laps here tonight at the Paperclip. Anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And Terry, good to know that we're all better meow, and we look forward to bringing you all the action here live at Martinsville Speedway. Should be starting up here pretty soon, as there is no qualifying. Field inverted in the top 10. So I believe, if I remember right, 10th place last week went to Mr. Al Smith Jr. That should mean that Al Smith Jr. are going to be on the pole here tonight, Rick.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that could be trouble for everybody. Looks like we have 27 official contenders in the server right now, and +1. Rick?
Triple Eight making a showing tonight here. I'm going to be riding around the back. I'm just here for the SR.
Right on.
It's been, this is how everything started tonight.
Well, it looks like we are getting ready to advance. We're going to get ready to rock and roll around this track. And, well, let's go ahead and I'm kind of waiting now. See if I can get it to pop. There it is. Well, almost. Let's do it like that. On the pole tonight, it's going to be Mr. Al Smith Jr. We got to get the grid music on, Rick. I can't do this without grid music.
I know.
That's out of Smith Racing Incorporated. Scott Austin in his number 5, and out of Illinois is going to be starting in 2nd spot. Inside row number 2, the 11 of Brian Hacker. Rex Hoyle picking up a 4th place start in his 54. Jimmy McIntyre Jr. in the 81. Misfits Motorsports' own Jimmy McIntyre Jr. going to start in the inside row 3. Outside row number 3, it's the 52 of Jeff Dillon. Justin Riggsbee going to pick up a 7th place start here tonight. Chris Stump in the number 98 going to start in 8th spot. Travis Pryor starting in 9th. Rick, and in 10th spot it's going to be Colin Allman in the 67.
AJ Hamill got his 18. Going to be starting in the 11th position. Next to him, the 44 of Mark Frabber in 12th. Yeah, this ain't good.
Yeah, it's all right, but I got you. In 13th spot, it's going to be Andy Lambert in the 72. In 14th, the 85 of Jeff Stiles. Colin Phillip going to start in 15th spot. Wayne McDuff to his outside in 16th position. In 17th position, how about it? It's Rob Liddell. And in 18th, it's Michael Fravert. In 19th spot tonight, it's going to be the old Chip Mike Holtzclaw in the 22 to start in 20th. In 21st spot tonight, it's going to be James Somke. Bill Martin in the 39, going to start in 22nd. 23rd belongs to AJ Rogers in that 17 machine. Cade Green going to start to his outside, 24th position. In 25th, it's going to be Zach Cold Beer Coyer in his 13, starting in 25th spot. Thomas Kilm in the 83, starting in 26th. Doug Wasaki in the 34. Falcon Motorsports' number 27 going to be starting shotgun on the field as Rick Hammond decided he wasn't going to race tonight.
Yeah, I actually did that so I could test to make sure that my driver info shows up. That's all.
Well, that's it. You have to test and make sure every now and again. Al Smith Jr. takes the green flag. Here we go, the first time here tonight from Martinsville. Short, flat, half-mile track. The inside lane should be moving early on, and boy, is it ever. Al Smith takes away he held on to the race lead, but Brian Hacker picks up 2nd. Scott Austin falls quickly to 3rd. Then it's a battle side by side, heading into the corner for the 81 and the 54. The 81, McIntyre. The 54, Rex Hoyle. Here comes Riggsbee in the 99, trying to pick up a spot.
This is where guys really got to try to figure out what they're going to do, Chris, because it's very hard to pass here at Martinsville. Really, you kind of do it on the front and back stretch, and You kind of just hold your own through the corners, and that's exactly what these guys are doing. Rex Hoyle still stuck on the outside as Riggsbee works the inside there. So a lot of guys starting to get nose to tail here. They're just trying to figure it out there mid-pack. Right now, 54 still stuck out on the outside.
Yeah, what you don't want to do right now is get stuck on that outside. So Rex Hoyle going to try and find a way in. Can't quite get there after the 2 car of Travis Pryor. He's got the 52 of Jeff Dillon. Dillon going to be looking to try and close the door on the 54. And right on the side of Jeff Dillon, it's Colin Allman. He's already made his way up to 9th spot. Going to be looking for more. But again, stuck on that outside lane. And when you have another car in front of you, you are just a sitting duck out there. No place to go. Rick, is the bumper going to be used tonight?
I have a feel. I mean, these guys usually drive pretty clean, Chris. So 100 laps and cautions do not count here. They do not have any tires except for the ones that are already on the car. So I think guys are going to try to not use the bumpers so much, but who knows? I mean, when it comes to lap 92, 95, 99, well, probably then.
A skill car out there cheering on for Al Smith Jr. You may call him Boss Man, but we call him Boss Man Jr. around these parts. Poor Al. Gotta love him, though. He's got that shark paint going on with Brian Hacker sitting in comfortable 2nd spot, just kind of riding around. Scott Austin, we're seeing a little bit of blinking out of 3rd place runner, the 5 of Scott Austin. And we're going to keep an eye on that. Justin Riggsbee, tonight's sponsor, right behind. And we go under caution. Looks like it may have been the 54 of Rex Hoyle. We take a peek as Kyle Allman right on the outside. Hoyle, may have checked up just a little too much for the 52. 52 gets into the back of him. Around he goes.
That's the tough thing about Martinsville, Chris. I mean, if somebody checks up in front of you, you're not paying attention, or the guy right behind the person checking up, paying attention, but somebody else behind you. I mean, you're just going around. I mean, this is a Paperclip. It's a small track. It's a fun track, but gotta be right on your toes, man. It's an exhausting race.
It really is, and I love seeing what I'm seeing out there in chat already. We've got guys out there cheering on for other drivers. This is great. Travis Pryor, we got Jay Pryor out there. We got Skittle Carr talking about Al Smith Jr. and also talking about poor Rex. Yeah, he has had a hard time here so far this short season. Only race number 3. Expect for Hoyle to get it kind of under control and work his way back up towards the front. He is that good. He's one of those very patient drivers. It's early on enough here, Rick, with the caution laps not counting. We should be able to see Rex Hoyle kind of work his way back up through the field right now, though, being scored in the 25th position.
Yeah, fell down 21 positions from the start of this thing, but long race, Chris, like you just said, and plenty of time for Rex to get back up there.
The Pace Truck Chevy Silverado with 42 horsepower making its way as best it can around this half-mile track. Thank God it's rather low banking here at Martinsville. I don't think it would make it if it didn't have those really low banks, Rick.
That thing has got 8,500 horsepower in it, Chris. The Mustang, it's in the shop. You can actually kind of see just now the ambulance and the wreckers are there. It'll be okay, though.
Yeah, the ambulance and the wreckers are there for the driver of that Silverado, but Al Smith Jr. dares to follow it in his Ford Mustang. Al, look out! There's a ball joint. Oh my gosh. He almost ran over the ball joint that popped right out of the left and left lower. And Al had to dive down to try and avoid that one. Good driving for Al Smith Jr.
The only reason why that happens, though, is usually because the Chevy sat at a paint shop for 7 months and doesn't move.
Oh, we kid because we love, and that because it's true.
Couple more weeks, I hope my baby will be home.
You won't recognize it, I promise you that. Because you haven't seen it in 7 months. Al Smith Jr., he's led every single lap of the way here so far. Brian Hacker was able to sneak up in second on that restart. We're going to see what happens now with Hacker to the outside. Scott Austin going to restart third on the inside. Justin Riggsbee, tonight's sponsor, going to be restarting outside, second row in 4th position.
It's going to be something for Al Smith, Chris. He's got to really be on top of his ball and go, because Hacker is known for getting really good restarts. And I mean, I know it's all on Al right now, but you know Brian Hacker probably not sleeping behind the wheel of that 11 machine.
Oh, I'm sure he isn't. Couple of drivers out back saw the debris from the pace truck on the surface and got around it, but here comes Al Smith, takes advantage of that leader's advantage, and he hops on that loud pedal. We are back under green flag conditions here, lap 9 of 100, and caution already, Rick.
I think it might have been J-Mac there.
Yeah, we're going to watch out for J-Mac in the 81. Oh, gets into the 5, the 2 gets into him, and oh boy.
Hey, you asked for the bumpers to be used, so now they're using them.
Well, I was just thinking it's a possibility. I did not expect it to be all in the first 10 laps, though.
Like I said, very, very hard here at Martinsville, Chris. I mean, you really, I mean, this is almost worse than like a super speedway or something. I mean, it's a different type of racing, but you really got to be on your ball as you're racing around other people, and you got to really watch out. I mean, unfortunately, these things don't have brake lights in them, so you don't know when the guy in front of you is checking up.
Yeah, it looks like he hit the brakes, maybe just a little too hard, Rick, and the tail end got a little free, and, well, that's when you go around, unfortunately. So, caution number 2 being worked right now. Al Smith Jr. still going to be your race leader. Rick, what do you say? We got some bills to pay. We might as well do it right now. Caution number 2 on the night. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. Back live here from Martinsville. This little half-mile track. Definitely getting a workout here early and often, Rick. These guys are going to have to get it under control, or else we might see some cars that don't finish this race.
Yeah, that's the big thing, Chris, that everyone's trying to figure out. And of course, these guys here, they do have a claim caution rule, and Andy's having a little difficulty here with drivers starting to own up.
Well, that one was tough because, one driver got on the brakes a little hard. So he may not feel like he was responsible. The driver that got in behind him probably doesn't feel like he was responsible. That one's going to be tough for somebody to own up to.
That it definitely will be.
Field starts lining up 2 by 2. We're getting ready to go back under the green flag. The pace truck leading the way somehow. Oh, they go back single file. 2 early cautions.
I've been really good about your Mustang talking.
Well, it's because I can mute you and you can't mute me. Al Smith Jr., the race leader, getting ready to go. This time with a huge advantage on a single file restart. He comes around turn number 4 and he hits the go pedal. We are back under the green flag. An easy into turn 1 for Al Smith Jr. Again, too many accidents too quick, and we restart single file, but a pretty solid restart here for the top 3 drivers. They kind of stay nose to tail. Scott Austin holding on as well. AJ Hamill, a big mover here so far, up 6 spots to take over 5th place, but he does have Colin Allman to his inside, and just like that, Allman up to 5th spot. Chris Stump working the inside, can't get there. Chris Stump in the 98. He is having a good job here tonight too, Rick. He's up 1 spot, running in the 7th spot. Very methodical driver is Stump.
Yeah. I mean, you can't count out, Chris Stump. He's a very good short track driver, and I think he's going to be doing good things here. And he needs it. He definitely needs it.
Yeah, it really does. And speaking of needs it, Colin Allman drives every lap. Like, he needs to get to the front. It's like if he isn't leading the race, he isn't happy. And look at that nice move to get around the 5 car. Scott Austin, Colin Allman on fire here early on, up 6 spots. Our biggest mover of the night, well, it's tied 3 ways to Sunday. The 05 Dylan Blankenship up 10 spots. AJ Roger in the 17 up 10 spots. And how about Zach Cold Beer Coyer? He's up to 15th, up 10 spots. Cold Beer. Oh, we're under caution again. My goodness. All right, looks like it's going to be Thomas Killam. Rick, let's go back and take a peek. That's the 83, the black car right there in the center of the screen. Oh, just kind of... Boy, I'm not real sure. Let's go back and look at that again. Coming off the corner. Oh, tires. Yeah, the rear end kicks out from underneath him. Solo spin, no contact. So really, no harm, no foul there, Rick. It could have been much worse. He wasn't the last driver driving there, so lucky to not get plowed into as the rear end of that machine came right out from underneath him.
Our first race that we've done at Martinsville under the lights.
Oh shoot. Yes it is. Completely forgot about that.
Yeah, something different, man. I was like, man, I'm looking at all the stuff, trying to figure out, I mean, Martinsville is very tough. I mean, very flat track, Chris, and I'm kind of excited about Auto Club. I saw a picture of it today on Facebook, kind of a mock-up of what they're planning, and it basically looks like the Paperclip 2.0, just with big banks.
All right on. Well, let's answer Terry's question here, Rick. He asks, what happens if they own the incident? Well, Terry, the first thing that's going to happen is they're going to get an EOL, and that's it. That's all that happens. However, if nobody claims an incident, it goes to a review board of, I believe, Rick, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's either 3 or 5 drivers. And if those drivers find you at fault, you lose valuable points for the championship.
Yeah, the points definitely happens. I'm not sure 100% if the driver council is still around or not, but I know Andy does save the replays, and obviously he goes back and he watches the broadcast too, and tries to figure it out. And that's what he told these guys. He says, "Listen, it's Martinsville. We're only a few laps in here. We've had a couple cautions. Nobody's owning up to him, so somebody's got to own up to him because I do watch these back, and unfortunately, that's what's going to happen." And with a short season, Chris, even losing just a couple of points hurts. But you get those docked just because you didn't want to own up for something, that hurts even worse, especially if you're having a really good start of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. The last thing you want to do is lose points on the championship run. And I remember claiming incidents I didn't even think were mine just because I didn't want to lose the points, and I wasn't sure exactly what happened at the time, but I would take the EOL penalty because it was a better option.
Exactly.
Al Smith Jr. going to be your race leader. We go side by side here for this restart. Brian Hacker and Justin Riggsbee, 2nd and 3rd. Colin Allman has worked his way up to 4th position. And yeah, when the Super Late model snap loose, yeah, you're not kidding. Hang on. I actually had the opportunity this past weekend to go over to New Hampshire. I watched the past Super Late model cars, and what a great race until the caution started flying. You could tell when the tires were going away, because the rear end of those cars were just, those cars were not happy.
Oh, we're back under green now, but Al Smith Jr. got a really, really good restart there. Left Brian Hacker kind of in the dust there for a little bit, but Hacker's starting to work his way back up towards that back bumper. But he's got pressure from the outside. That's Colin Allman. We know Allman, if he gets out front, that 67, man, it loves nice clean air. Oh,
it really, really does. And somehow, even though these guys are going to go the whole way on the same set of tires, It always seems like Allman gets stronger and stronger and stronger as the race progresses. Already up to second spot. That's up 8 spots from the beginning of this race. And Colin Allman just one away now from taking the lead. Al Smith Jr. going to have his hands full of the white and red number 67.
Ryan Hacker sitting comfortably in that third position. Right behind him, tonight's sponsor here for his 100 laps at Martinsville, the MoyaMoya Foundation. Justin Riggsbee broke into the top 4, Chris, or top 5 now, up 3 positions, and working on.
Oh boy!
I was gonna say Hacker disappeared there for a second.
Big time blink out of the 11. Oh man, you know it won't be too long before some of these drivers start calling them out if it continues. Colin Allman looking on the inside. We go under caution. What do you say, Rick? Is it AJ or is it Mike?
It is Mike getting checking up really hard there. I'm not sure what happened. He was racing with Sam, or coming up to the back bumper of Samke in the one, or no, Stephen Page in the one. Oh, Wayne McDuff in the one. I'm getting numbers confused here tonight.
Oh, we're gonna find out. Oh, the 22 goes around. Oh boy, yeah, okay. Let's go back here and watch this 22. He's got the 44 and the 52 ahead of him. The 44 dragging into the wall. I think he may have checked up. The 80 did not. And look at, wow, huge evasion techniques happening there. Wow. All right, these guys are about to get a talking to, I believe, from Andy. So we're going to step away for just one moment. We will be right back with the Racing for a Cause Super Late Model Series here on Wednesday night, live on YouTube. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to break back in live before we go back green to show you what happened ahead of the 22 machine. Oh, shoot. Let's go back here, and we're going to watch the 17 of AJ Rogers and the 1 car of Wayne McDuff. And it looks like McDuff may have gone into the wall or at least slowed down enough to get Rogers upset. Rogers went down low to try and stay out of it, and all hell kind of broke loose right behind him, Rick. So that is what really started that whole thing off.
Yeah, it's just kind of a big chain reaction. Something that we've been seeing a lot here from the Paperclip tonight, Chris. And
back green with Al Smith Jr. And Jr. Great job.
He is doing a good job. Allman tried to jump a little bit there to try to force him to go, but Al Smith, the boss man, out there doing his thing. Oh, and they were close right there.
I'm hearing wrecking. Al Smith able to hold on. Let's go back and take a peek because I heard it. The 36 gets in the 1, gets in the 34, gets in the 54, gets in the 83, gets in the 17, gets into the 81. How many cars was that?
A lot.
Wow. And Doug Wasaki kind of trapped in the middle of it. We're going to watch again. It all starts with the 36 kind of getting into the back of the 1 car. Sends him down and then across the track. Doug Wasaki, no place to go. Rex Hoyle, again, no place to go for him. So it kind of gets back to it again. Poor Rex Hoyle cannot catch a break. Yeah, they are teammates. Yeah. And I think it's because of the beer that's on the hood. That's the only thing I can think of. That Pabst Blue Ribbon. I mean, look, you can drink Miller Lite and drive straighter than that. That's all I'm saying, Rick.
As long as they're all cold, I'm happy with whatever.
Yes, sir. Fear not, my friend. They are indeed cold tonight.
All that matters.
Well, we're going to get this thing done 1 lap at a time, it seems, here tonight. It's good news for Al Smith because he's able to hold off Allman for at least a lap before he's able to really try and apply some pressure to Al Smith here tonight.
I think it's going to get interesting, Chris, because that marks caution number 5, and I believe it is a single start restart now.
Yeah, it is. I believe after every 2 cautions, it goes to single file. And again, that's going to help Al Smith out, and he has been able to hold that white line through every corner here so far. So without a little help from the bumper, I believe he is going to be just fine here on this next restart. I could be wrong.
We'll find out.
We will indeed. Al Smith Jr., Allman, Hacker, your top 3. Riggsbee, Austin, Stump, your top 6. AJ Hamill, 7th. Dylan Blankenship, Andy Lambert, and McDuff is in 10th spot. So as hard as it is to admin a race here, while racing, Andy seems to be doing a fantastic job doing it, and it looks like he's inside the top 10.
See, the thing is, though, is you and I, when we have to admin the 87 series, Chris, we're in VR, so it makes it a little trickier.
It does indeed. All right, getting back ready to go live one more time. Al Smith Jr. rounding the corner, and he hits the accelerator pedal. We are back under green flag. Oh, my goodness. Yellow did not even complete a corner, Rick.
Yep. I believe that might have been... not even sure. The 1, maybe?
Yeah, the 1 comes off the corner a little hot and just nosedives it into the inside wall. And honestly, that's a quick yellow. Probably shouldn't have come out. But here we are. Okay, so if I put myself in Andy's shoes right about now, he is steaming. And skill car, you're absolutely right. Tom Curley, may he rest in peace, is spinning in his grave watching every single piece of this thing going, what in the hell? That is not what I signed up for. That is not what I expect out there. You drivers, go out there and park. I'm going to bring out the street stocks, and they'll show you up here tonight.
Done that a few times.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, he has.
In keeping with tradition, that actually happened last week when you're at the
yeah,
track,
last
too,
Friday night. Yeah, let's not talk about that. That was ugly. Car's all better. Ready for the milk bowl. That's all I'm saying. All right. We're going to mute for just 1 second. Rick and I have something to talk about. All right, we just had to have a quick little conversation. Our race leader right now, Al Smith Jr., leading the way. Colin Allman going to be right behind him. Brian Hacker, Justin Riggsbee, Scott Austin, Chris Stump, AJ Hamill, Dylan Blankenship, Andy Lambert, Bill Martin, Zach Coyer. In that order. I don't know what's going on with Coyer, Rick. He hasn't wrecked anybody yet.
He's got extra cold beers tonight.
Extra cold beers. Rick, next weekend, Nation's Side of Excitement, Thunder Road here in Vermont, going to be doing its very prestigious Milk Bowl. To the winner goes the spoils. You get to kiss a cow.
I'm kind of sad about that, though, because that marks the end of the season, buddy.
You know what? Right now, I'm kind of ready for that. I don't know how many more times I can put that car together. Mr. Maynard, if you ever watch this,
please be kind to the car.
Be kind to the car. Realize that your pit guy is getting tired. Al Smith Jr. getting ready to go. Here we go back under the green flag. Devil's Bowl going to be decided this weekend. That's pretty awesome. Colin Allman following Al Smith. And my God, Rick, we got a lap down.
Don't jinx it.
I have to at this point. Colin Allman taking a peek to the outside. God knows he's probably able to do it. He is fast out there, but Al Smith kind of got up in the way through the corner. Allman on the outside. Smith lets it float up. May have touched a quarter panel to a fender there, but hey, it worked as Al Smith defends off Colin Allman for the moment. Heading on the back stretch now. Oh, he takes that nice up line, and the outside line on that track is where you want to be on the stretches, if at all possible. He has got all kinds of speed. Look at that. Al Smith Jr. on a roll here in that Mustang.
Allman's got to be careful, though, Chris, because Hacker right on his back bumper there could kind of pin him and keep him out. And we've seen Allman pass multiple times here on the outside, so I'm not worried about it too much. But if Hacker closes that door a little bit, they can kind of pinch him out.
Well, I'll tell you what. Hacker is probably just about done with Allman, as Allman has won everything, even the scratch-off ticket that he bought today. I don't know if that's true, Rick, but it sounded good.
Sounds good. Lady Luck definitely on his side, as he's even right now with Al Smith Jr. on the outside there. Pulled ahead. We have a new race leader, Chris.
Yeah, new race leader heading into turn number 1. Al Smith, the brake rotors glowing. They bounce off each other, door to door, banging. And now Colin Allman takes the advantage heading into turns 3 and 4. Coming on the front stretch, Allman going to stretch it out. He knows that he is the man, and the man is only good for one thing, Rick. It's good to try and knock him down.
That's what every driver out there is trying to do, Chris. They want to knock that 67 out of the ballpark, but they got to catch up to him first. Winning the first 2 races here this season, and now on lap 27, he is leading this thing. Now we're on lap 29, so, and he's starting to pull away from Junior, from Bossman Junior. That's what I'm going to call him.
Heading into turn 3 now is Colin Allman. You see it, guys. The field is pretty much stretched out, nose to tail, all the way back. And I do mean all the way back. There is nobody that is putting on a challenge right now, and that's probably for the best, as we're 3/10 of the way through this race. Colin Allman, though, starting to run away with it, Rick. 0.7 of a second over Al Smith Jr. already.
Little car, You know, that's one thing I like about the local tracks is that they can get away with playing little clips like that, but we don't want them copyright infringements. But yeah, that was on my mind too.
Around the outside, around the outside. I love it. Al Smith has got a mirror full of the 11 car. Brian Hacker, Justin Riggsbee sits in that 4th spot. Again, I want to thank Justin Riggsbee for helping us out here tonight and getting a worthy cause out there on everybody's mind.
Of course, that cause is the MoyaMoya Foundation. If you want to learn more, either watch the beginning of the broadcast or head to the link that I'm going to throw up in chat. Ooh, Brian Hacker getting loose, Chris.
Oh, does he ever? And he loses a spot to Riggsbee. Riggsbee was just kind of waiting, Rick.
Keeping the pressure on there, but staying away. And, I mean, lap 34, we have had, what, 6 cautions? So the tires...
Has it only been 6? Are you sure about that?
Been 6 cautions so far.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
I'm writing them down.
Biggest mover of the race so far, Zach Coyer. The cold beer himself, and his number 13 has worked his way up 13 spots into 12th. Integrity Farms, number 13.
Integrity Farms fuel. Yeah, he's got the Integrity Farms fuel. Good. You know he's got a cold beer in the cup holder.
Oh gosh, yeah. Heck yeah. Top 23 drivers on the lead lap, but I don't know for how much longer. We saw Doug Wasaki just ahead of our race leader, Colin Allman. Doug Wasaki is the last driver on the lead lap. You see him there in that white and green car, and right behind him, Colin Allman, and it is closing quickly.
Here's number 7.
All right, caution here on lap number 38. It looks like it belongs to J-Mac. We're going to watch the 81. He's got the 1 to his outside. Oh, geez. Somke just kind of turned. Oh, my goodness, up on the lid. And back over goes J-Mac. Wayne McDuff in the 1 car. Not giving any love out there. Well, we're going to watch that one again from a slightly different perspective. J-Mac goes into the wall and then upside down and back on all 4. As that's a good shot of the flagman. Wow. Well, that saves, I don't even know what it saves anymore. I guess it saves Doug Wasaki from going down a lap. Thank you, Skittle Car. That's exactly what I needed right there. Heck yeah. If you're not first, you're last.
I gotta find some old curly clip. There's got to be some somewhere floating around on the interwebs.
Yeah, the problem is you couldn't play half of them.
Well, I can go down in the channel where you would. Well, listen, everybody. Hey, talking about Cold Beer Coyer, you know, not to get all political here, but it is an election year, and it's been kind of crazy. So if you guys haven't thought about it yet, we got to vote for somebody. Definitely. Maybe think about writing in Randy Marsh for 2020. You thought this was America?
Oh, lordy, lordy. Here we are. I love Wednesday nights, Rick. I really, really do. But some of the racing could be better. Tonight has been rough. I want to put these guys in timeout, bring out the street stocks, I'm telling you, or the Road Warriors, one or the other. Because these guys need a timeout just to think about it.
We didn't get to race the 87 cars, Chris, so we know 2 of them aren't banged up.
That's true. Mine is in pristine condition, just out of the paint booth last Wednesday night, ready to go. The JDRF Priority Auto number 71, ready to go for next Tuesday, maybe.
Wilkesboro, that's where we're going.
Yeah, Wilkesboro.
Yeah, you know, if we need to, we'll step out of the car and get in the booth for the boys.
You know what, Rick, this race here is driving me to drink. I'm not even going to try and hide it anymore.
Cleanse day for me, so I'm pounding the water.
Yeah, I got my cleanse here, no problem. Colin Allman, Al Smith Jr., top two. Justin Riggsbee, Brian Hacker, second row. And look at the start for Colin Allman. My Lord, is he on a different set of tires than everybody else?
Either that or he's got a rocket fuel in that number 67, Chris, because he took off like crazy.
He's got racing fuel. Everybody else has got 87 octane because that 67 is gone. And, jeez. I can't even get a rhythm going here, Rick. All right, let's go back. The 18 of Hamill goes around right in front of your race admin, Andy Lambert. They get together. Andy Lambert had a little help getting there. We're going to have to go back and take a peek one more time. It's the 39. He tried to get out of the way, and he did a good job right up until he hit Andy Lambert in the rear bumper and forced him deeper into the 18. That's the 39, Bill Martin. Oh, Lordy. Well, the 18 is on pit road. Andy Lambert, by virtue of that caution, going to be in 20th position. Losing a bunch of ground out there.
Pulling out what little hair he has left.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, I would be too, but I shaved before I came down, so we're good.
Now it's the Racing for a Cause super late models. And guys, this is actually, I gotta be honest, this is how a super late model race goes, especially up here in the Northeast. We're talking about the PASS division. These guys are capable of running unbelievable speeds week in and week out. Some weeks you're gonna have green flag to checkered flag, and some weeks you're going to have caution flag after caution flag. And it looks like tonight at Martinsville, we get the ladder. And I don't mean the ladder that you climb on. I mean the ladder is in the second choice.
I mean, I'm just going to mention that it's almost 10 p.m. and we're not even halfway done yet.
Oh, Lordy.
I might have to go get a couple of Martinsville hot dogs, you know what I'm saying?
Well, if by that you mean beers, I'm right there with you.
And bring some of those up in the booth too.
Well, AJ Hamill was able to get out of the pit stall and he rejoins the rest of the field. Looks like we have about 3 drivers officially that are not going to finish tonight. Travis Pryor, unfortunately. McIntyre Jr. and Wayne McDuff. Jeff Stiles, Rex Hoyle at least are, well, they're at least one lap down. Still out there. Colin Allman going to take this restart. It's single file. That's only going to help him. Look at the restart one more time. My goodness, is that 67 fast?
I want to know what kind of pedals he's using.
You know, sometimes, Rick, it's not the pedals, it's not the equipment, it's the driver. And right now, it is looking like all driver to me.
Oh, what I'm going to blame for my restarts and stuff like that and shifts is my age.
Yeah, age has something to do with it, too.
I'm only 24, but...
How many times?
Once.
Well, good news here, Rick. We're single file all the way through the field. Andy Lambert just ahead of AJ Hamill. Both of those drivers just getting around Douglas Saki, and they have a long way to go in order to get to where they were on the track. Chris Stump just takes over 5th spot in his number 98 over Scott Austin. So Austin in the 5 goes down 1 more spot. He's down 4 since the beginning of this one, starting in 2nd place tonight. Colin Allman, though, up 9 spots to be your race leader. And he is doing a fantastic job at it.
And he's only, what, 1.35 in front of Al Smith Jr.?
Yeah, Al Smith doing a great job, kind of just holding on to that 2nd spot. And it's Justin Riggsbee, Brian Hacker. Hacker all over the back bumper of Riggsbee.
Talked about the 98 Chris Stump. He's kind of by himself there, a little gap in between him and the guy in front of him. That's Hacker, and then behind him Scott Austin. So Scott Austin got a bunch of cars down following him around. The 05 of Dylan Blankenship, the 39 of Bill Martin, 52 of Dylan. And there's a little bit of space in cold beer. He's enjoying his cold beer here tonight.
He is.
I bet he's got some of the hot dogs in there too.
He's just having a good old time tonight. He's up 15 spots. He's the race's biggest leader or biggest gainer here so far. He's inside of the top 10 in 10th place. He's having a good old time. Goes that. We're not supposed to pick favorites, but you know, cold beer to cold beer. Hey, we'll get you some.
And Randy Marsh for 2020.
2 seconds is the race lead now from Colin Allman back to Al Smith Jr., and it is growing, Rick.
Growing huge.
Al Smith holding on to that 2nd spot. And, you know, I would say that if Allman wasn't out there, well, Smith would be your leader. And I guess the math kind of proves it out, but Smith actually having a really good run out there. Our fellow Turn 3 Racing Network announcer doing a good job in the car. I do dig watching the rotors glow, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it looks good. Martinsville looks good under the lights. I mean, still my favorite one, you know, favorite race under the lights in Bristol. But Martinsville definitely very close second. But no, let's put it in the 2nd place.
Well, just go ahead and make up your mind there, Rick, and
I don't know.
I'll be right. Hey, we're halfway through this thing, and it's only 10 of 10. Colin Allman, your race leader, trying to make it 3 out of 3 here, Rick.
And unless something seriously happens to the 67, Chris, I think he might have it.
Working a driver for position. Well, not for position, but to put him a lap down. Douglas Saki in the 34 goes 1 lap down. And, oh, hey, we're under caution.
Get it now.
This time looks like Cade Green. Cade Green in the number 19. He's on the outside. The 36 may have floated up just a little bit, maybe got tight. And up into the 19 he goes. And you know what? Cade Green actually did a really good job there, Rick. He held onto that brake pedal and he hit the wall and he didn't move. See the 36 kind of come off from the bottom of the track and into the 19. And we are back live. And there's gonna be some scores to settle here if these guys aren't careful. You know, I kind of joke about that that bumper, but there's only so much people are gonna take.
Short track racing, yeah, short tempers. All I got to say is that my driver name bar looks good.
Terry, what have you missed? A handful of cautions, and Colin Allman rocket shipping to the front of the race once again. He's looking for 3 in a row. Right now, he's leading fellow Turn 3 Racing Network commentator Al Smith Jr. and Justin Riggsbee in the 99 car. You've also missed me popping open a beer.
Again.
Make sure to check out MoyaMoya Foundation.org, guys. That is Justin Riggsbee's cause here tonight. Rick went ahead and posted a link right there in chat. Just check it out. You never know when this information might become useful to you. Not a very well-known disease. May take a while to diagnose, and it might not be a bad idea just to know a little bit about it in case you have somebody kind of experiencing some of the symptoms. I know from my own personal experience, it's not a bad idea to say, hey, do you think it could be blank?
Exactly. And that's one thing that I love about Racing for a Cause, Chris. You, me, Andy, we started this thing. We had 9 drivers out on track our first season, or our first race, and it's growing, big time. And one thing that I love about it is that we've seen, you always hear about cancer. You always hear about, MS. You hear about diabetes, stuff like that. There's a lot of different causes out there that we don't know a lot of stuff about. We've never heard of before. And that's just, that's what I love about this, is that these guys are bringing these causes that are not well known and getting them the exposure that they deserve. And you're absolutely right. Kind of like with me, you told me after I told you my symptoms, you said you need to go and talk to your doctor about this, and that helped me.
Well, luckily enough, I was familiar enough with that one where I was pretty much in no doubt at all. Terry, you get yourself home, and you get yourself home safe as we go back under green flag. Lap number 53 of 100, just over halfway done with this one. Oh no, Al Smith goes around. Oh. Al Smith, too heavy on the accelerator, and man, oh man, here we go again. Oh, he is going to kick himself for that one, Rick. So let's make sure we rub it in, go back and take a peek.
Bad enough.
96 heading into turn 1, and I think he may have forgot to touch the brake pedal because around he goes. A very, very light tap, luckily for him, into that outside retaining wall. Going to be able to recover, Rick, but I don't think he's going to get back up to second spot in that 96, no matter how good it's been tonight.
We'll hear about this over chat for sure. We'll rub it in too.
Well, you hear the tires kind of spinning a little bit here on the restart, and then heads into turn 1, and it is all done from there. The very slightest tap. Well, I'll give him this. He did a great job applying the brakes.
Get it over halfway. Okay, in the top 3, and KR's still better than him, I guess.
Oh Lord.
We love you, Al. We love you, KR.
I don't know. Love is kind of a, yeah, we do. Well, here we are under caution again, and honest to God, I've lost count, Rick.
That was caution number 10.
That was number 10. And all I can say is poor Andy. Any bit of hair that he had on his head, it is gone, gone, gone. And speaking of gone, so are we. We're going to be right back. We got some bills to pay. Back live here from Martinsville Speedway, and it has been, well, it's been exciting, Rick. I don't know what else to say about it.
It's been a barn burner for sure.
Barn burner, car crusher. Any other things out there? I don't even know.
I mean, if we're gonna do Martinsville again, Andy might want to talk to Scrap Metal and get them on board.
Yeah. We don't mean to pick, and we're not. I mean, look, this is a really big field.
There's a lot of cars. Yeah, 27 started here tonight.
What we know about these guys, we know that they're good racers, and so when we see a race like this, it's a tough pill for us to swallow, I guess is where I'm coming from. Colin Allman takes the race lead one more time. Justin Riggsbee gonna try and chase him down. Brian Hacker in third spot. Chris Stump fourth. And Scott Austin running in the top 5. Shawshank. I'm gonna tell you right now, I have recorded that movie.
Don't tell me you've never seen it.
About 4 times on my DVR. Now I no longer have a DVR. And I can honestly tell you, to this date, I have never seen Shawshank Redemption.
I mean, we kind of lived it, in our own, over at Dannemora, bro. I mean, you gotta watch the movie. It's one of the best movies ever.
Well, it's on my list. What else can I say? It's on my list. I just haven't gotten there.
No, I don't want you ever to tell me about another movie until you told me that you watched Shawshank.
Okay.
That's it. I don't want to hear no more about, John Wick or anybody else.
No, John Wick is a pretty damn good movie, Rick. I'm gonna have to stop you right there. All 3 of them, in fact, were action-packed. I'd definitely go out there and watch them again.
What you did? Oh. Somebody else heard you've never seen Shawshank and they just crashed.
It's my fault. Oh boy. Well, this one looks like it is Scott Austin in the 5 car. Let's go back and take a peek. The 5 and the 05 running nose to tail. The 05 scoots down underneath. The 5 didn't get the memo. He comes down in the 05 and then into Jeff Dillon. Zach Coyer somehow misses it. And really, not that big of a deal. Just enough to send us here under the caution one more time. And I think, Rick, that we are going to step away because, well, just because. No other reason needed.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got him for a rest. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show under the world of outlaw.
Well, back live here with the pace truck lights shut off. We're getting ready to go back green, Rick.
poor Chris, gotta go. Ours 2x2, everything, all eyes right now on the 67 of Allman. He's got the 99 Justin Riggsbee to his outside, Brian Hacker right behind Allman. Chris Stump there, Allman getting a really good restart. We are back under green once again here, folks, from Martinsville. Riggsbee hanging on strong, keeping that second place going. He's up 5 positions from the start of this thing. Brian Hacker trying to figure out what he's doing, but Allman just starting to pull away. The gap is growing half a second now. Second place still belongs to Justin Riggsbee. Got Brian Hacker in third, Chris Stump in fourth. Dylan Blankenship been kind of quiet here tonight. Up 14 positions into the top 5 in the 05. Bill Martin, I have to agree with Skittles car. That is a very sharp looking paint job. We'll see it once Chris is back. But right now we are watching on the broadcast Colin Allman just pulling away. Almost 1 second lead over Justin Riggsbee right now.
Yeah, Colin Allman is your race leader. Justin Riggsbee, Brian Hacker, your top 3. Chris Stump has worked his way up in a 4th spot. Dylan Blankenship in the 05, running in 5th position. Bill Martin is doing very good in 6th position. Jeff Dillon and Zach Coyer making up 7th and 8th. Then it's going to be A.J. Rogers in 9th position. Ron Blydell sits in 10th. Liedel.
I gotta make that bigger for you, don't I?
You do have to make that bigger for me, Rick. I'm not gonna lie.
Need a couple more cold ones. It'll be good.
Man, I'm just busy watching Colin Allman, man. I am telling you. I need this kid to give me some lessons, is what I'm thinking. Terry COVID Foot Foster could probably use some lessons too, because he is going to get rusty not being able to drive those races, Rick, on Sunday nights here in the Blazing Pedals, live on Turn 3 Racing Network every Sunday night.
Now, see, if I was Terry, what I'd be doing is I'd be practicing driving with 1 foot. Put the auto clutch on, you're good there. Then you just got to brake and a gas pedal, and you got to learn the heel toe. It's all good.
Heel toe, heel toe.
I know his grandkids are at his house all the time. He could always hire one of them for like some peanuts or some M&Ms or something to press, the pedals for him.
Would not want to be in team chat for that one.
But we'll have to make him his own channel for that one, because Aaron Bach or have to make Bach over one.
Yeah, Bachrover would have to get his own channel, I think.
Yep. Listen, Terry, I want you to get better, buddy, and you're doing the right thing. I know it kind of stinks, but you got to get better. Real life comes first, and man, do I enjoy you having you in the booth on Sunday nights.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one good thing that comes out of it, it is true. We get to have Terry Foster in the booth with us every Sunday night for the Blazing Pedals, but right now, we are watching Al Smith Jr. He is trying to work his way back up towards the front right now, all the way up to 13th position. Listen, if he can get up to 10th spot, that would guarantee him a pole again for next week's race.
I think that might be on his mind, Chris. He's only got to pass Stomke. Who else? We got Colin Phillip. We haven't talked about him much tonight. And Rob Liedel to get there. That could definitely happen. We're on lap 60 or lap 70 now of 100. That means only 30 times more around, Chris.
You know what, Rick? You're right. One of the guys he has to drive around is somebody we haven't talked about a lot here tonight. He's going to back the blue. It's Colin Phillip in the 53, and I love that paint job.
Ew.
Like, really love that paint job.
And not because it's got a blue oval on it.
No, sir. Colin Allman out front. 1.83 seconds is the gap back to Justin Riggsbee. Chris Stump has taken over 3rd spot from Brian Hacker. So Stump late in this one. Rick, he is starting to move. And you know what? Chris Stump, one of the only drivers out there on track, I believe, during his AMA driving career, that he actually drove this track in an actual car for an actual race. So Stump may have a little something brewing here, but listen, 2.74 seconds ahead of him is Colin Allman, your race leader. And I don't know that anybody's going to be able to make up that in the 27 laps that we have here left of this race.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Allman once he gets up out front, Chris. Colin, I mean, number one, he loves his car when it's on old tires, and he does a fabulous job, you know, saving the equipment and wearing them in just right, and then he just goes. I mean, he's an amazing wheelman.
Yeah, he really is. Oh boy. I know you guys aren't going to believe this, but caution on the field. It's going to be James Somke in the 01. Let's go back and take a peek. Somke has the 18 of AJ Hamel right behind him. Hamel, oh boy. That one may need a slightly different view, Rick. All right, let's go back and take a peek. We're on board with AJ Hamel right behind the 01 of Somke, and oh boy. Well, far be it from me to call fault, but sometimes I want to. All right, we gather it back up. AJ Hamel, severe damage to the front end of that 18. Colin Allman still your race leader. Rick, there are a lot of torn up cars out there.
Yes, there are.
Yeah, Colin Allman gonna restart on the pole again. Justin Riggsbee, Chris Stump, Brian Hacker, Bill Martin, Dylan Blankenship, Jeff Dillon. And then my scoring decides it wants to go a little crazy. Looks like Dylan Blankenship, Jeff Dillon, Zach Coyer, AJ Rogers, Colin Phillip. In that order. It's gonna be a busy night for me, Rick. Well, busy week anyways. After tonight, I am gonna be in the booth acting as a second chair for Mr. Muth in the booth, as we've got some special racing going on for the rest of the week here. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then a Sunday matinee. I'm gonna be really busy on Sunday. I go from the matinee right into Blazing Pedals, but here we go, getting ready to go green. Side by side, Colin Allman takes off.
No time, Chris, to get started again.
Brian Hacker with an aggressive move back there in fourth spot, looking to try and get to the inside of Chris Stump. Couldn't quite get there. Brian Hacker, one of those guys, Rick, I've said he could win just about any car he drives in so far. He has been shut out this season, but look for the 11 car to make it towards the front here at some point this season.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Hacker not getting the start to the season that we normally see out of that 11 machine, Chris. And new sponsor, got the Rescue Ranch on the side. Of course, the Eagle Freedom Project still on the hood. I love the fact that he kept it on the hood there. When I saw, you know, that he signed up there with Rescue Ranch, I was like, okay, that's another good cause. But I was worried about the Eagle Project. Kept it alive. But I look forward to seeing Hacker do something. I mean, he's won here a lot with these guys, and you know, his time's due.
When we spoke pre-race to Justin Riggsbee, he was trying to figure out the track. Right now, Justin Riggsbee running in second spot with 22 laps to go, behind Colin Allman, just in front of Chris Stump. Rick, I believe he has got this one figured out.
He's got it figured out, Chris. Of course, remember when we talked to him there, he was third in practice on the speed charts, and well, he's got one better than that now. And of course, he had to climb through 5 positions to get to where he is, so he's definitely got it figured out. Now he's just got to figure out how to catch Colin Allman right now, just under a second ahead. Oh, now just over a second. But not a bad night here for that 99 machine.
Oh, Terry, I'm going to be fine Sunday night. Don't you worry about that, bud. I'm going to be one race call in, and you know what that means. I'll be rip-roaring, ready to go Sunday night.
Now 19 laps left to go, Chris. These guys finally got it figured out.
Don't say that.
I just want to see if we can hit lucky 13.
Oh, man, that's about the only thing we haven't hit yet.
Hey, Kyle Busch out there. Oh, wait, nope.
A big shout out for 2 drivers out there, both up 17 positions since the start of this race. The first one running in 8th position, it's going to be Zach Coyer. Running in 5th position, the 39. He's doing very good, Rick. He's running in 5th position. It's Bill Martin.
I love that paint job, Chris. Of course, Skittles talked about that a little bit there in the chat. And yeah, doing very good. The car's looking pretty good still, too.
Oh, bud, don't do that to me. Skittle car.
Ooh, Al Smith.
Al Smith Jr. going to be bringing out this caution flag. Let's see what happened to Boss Man Jr. Working his way inside of the 5. Oh my goodness, Al Smith. I don't even know what that was.
A little bit of wheel hopping, I do believe.
Yeah, he went way too low. And he knows it. He is disappointed with himself. That 10th place finish that he was looking for tonight, not going to happen at this point, Rick.
And Al got me to lucky number 13. Thanks, Al.
Terry, yeah, you've seen pictures of my long days, bud. Well, listen. The last long day I had was this past Saturday. I started at 8 o'clock, put a race car back together, drive to another state, get there. There's not enough time for us to even hit a practice. And the unfortunate thing for us is they run a different tire over there, much wider. So we had some tire rub. We were able to take care of the right rear, not able to take care of the right front. And wouldn't you know it, heading into turn 1, right front went down. And my man, Mr. Adam Maynard, was able to keep the car off the wall and saved it for the Milk Bowl. So we're good to go for next weekend.
The hands on your desk is what he's talking about.
Oh, man.
That's right. I hope on Sunday, I hope you have that special shirt that Tim over at trjkarting.com sent you.
I have that
I think
one.
Barney needs to come out.
Yep. All right, Terry, I'm going to show you a picture. My desk is pretty clean. You'll see. It's pretty clean. I've done a good job keeping it clean here tonight, my desk. Right now, my long days really have consisted of a lot of racing. I appreciate the fact that I have a friend that drives in a real series and needed some help. For about most of the season, his daughter was his only pit crew member, and well, she's 16. That doesn't really help very much. She tries. She does do tires. She's really good at tires. As we get ready to go back under the green flag, pace truck lights are off, and Rick, I'm going to be a good guy here. That truck, that Chevy Silverado, up to 50 horsepower.
Keep drinking some more.
What's that, bud?
I got
The 67 of Colin Allman gets, oh my goodness, what a start. Oh, Lordy.
man.
I wish that I could tell you how that happens, but we are back under caution, so I don't even have enough time. Well, let's go back and see what happened here during this restart. It involved, I believe, Al Smith Jr. Oh, no, it happened way in front of him. Oh, my goodness, the 80 car. Alrighty. Five and the 80 get together. The 44. Oh my gosh, what a hit. What a hit. Oh, and it started with the 80 car. He tried to accelerate. Tires lost grip.
A little bit of wheel spin there is what I'm hearing over the radio.
And around he goes into another driver. Today is... I don't know what that says, Terry. Rick, can you help me out there? C. Keen? I'm not sure.
Hey, it's clean. It's only Wednesday.
You think that's clean? Could
I
be.
know how to read a little Foster.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much for coming out here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. It's been a long one here. It's, well, 20 after 10 Eastern Standard Time. Usually these races last about an hour. We're a little past that, and it has been caution filled. Right now, Rick, how many cautions have we had? As he tallies those up, Colin Allman is going to be your race leader. The 99, Justin Riggsbee in second, Chris Stump in third. I think I might have lost Rick.
Oh no, I'm still here.
Are you still tallying?
I am. Caution number 14.
14 on the night. My goodness.
15 laps left to go. At 19 p.m. Hopefully Andy added a little bit of extra time on the server.
Let's see. It looks like server is going to be okay. Al Smith Jr., the pole sitter for tonight. And that car has seen better days. I'm going to have to recommend to Al that maybe we change sponsorship, Rick?
Oh boy.
I think that's going to be how it works. Pace truck is off. We're getting ready to go back green. 15 laps to go. Colin Allman, he takes off. Justin Riggsbee, Chris Stump, and Brian Hacker right there, along with Bill Martin, Jeff Dillon, Dylan Blankenship This single file restart really does help out Colin Allman, who already has a 0.7 of a second lead. Laps to go for Colin Allman, and Brian Hacker right on the back bumper of the 98 of Chris Stump. Man, Hacker last corner was literally riding that bumper. This time hard on the brakes.
I don't know if Stump's really going to give it to him, though.
Look, Stump's not giving anything to anybody. If there's one thing we know about Chris Stump, if you want to get around him, you are going to work. $11 laps to go for Colin Allman in the 67, your race leader, as he goes by the front stretch, making it 10 laps to go. Gonna hop up onto the back stretch. And there is the man that is going to have a long night, the 72 of Andy Lambert. The admin here on a Wednesday night for Racing for a Cause, not having the night that he wanted by any stretch of the means, Rick. And look, we've all been there. We understand what it means, but tonight, I believe he's going to have many voices in his ear.
Yeah, I have a feeling that we're going to have to send him a care package, buddy. It might not just be the cold beer. So cold beer, I don't know if you have any ends with some hard liquor, but poor Andy might need some. Oh, one behind, a couple cars behind Andy Lambert. Somebody went for a ride there, but able to keep it out the wall, keep us under green here. 7 laps left to go.
Look, these cars are really hard to drive, Rick. We both know that from experience.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it proved out tonight on this half-mile track, Martinsville. Look, it's just a tough task, and you got to try and tame this track. You got to try and tame the car. And the guy that's doing it the best so far here tonight, Colin Allman, your race leader. Five fingers in the air last time by. 5 laps to go. It's going to be 4 after he crosses over the start-finish line. This time, Flygman 4 fingers. Justin Riggsbee's got a mirror full of Chris Stump. Stump. Oh boy, Stump may have been looking to the outside, and oh, Hacker was taking a peek but couldn't get there. A little further back, Jeff Dillon taking a look to the inside. Bill Martin now in trouble. Oh, Martin with a big wiggle touches the wall, and we see sparks. Jeff Dillon going for 5th spot. Martin trying to hold on the outside, and oh gosh, does he get loose?
Dillon, last season's champion, Chris. Ring champion.
Popsicle sticks in the air, Rick, for the 67. 2 laps to go. It's the white flag and the checkered flag in the hands of the flagman. This time by a white flag clinched. Colin Allman takes the white flag. Final lap here around this half-mile track. Colin Allman goes into turns 1 and 2. Comes out cleanly onto the backstretch. This one is going to be his to lose gap now. 2.83 seconds heading into turn 3. And he rounds out of turn 4 on the front stretch. Checkered flag for Colin Allman. Justin Riggsbee, Chris Stump, your top 3. Brian Hacker, Bill Martin, Jeff Dillon, Dylan Blankenship, Zach Coyer, AJ Rogers, and Scott Austin round out your top 10.
Colin Phillip in 11, Thomas Killam in 12th. Andy Lambert finished the 72 in 13th. Al Smith Jr. who had the pole, 13 positions down in 14. Then we have James Somke, Rob Liedel, Mark Faber, Doug Wysocki, Jeff Stiles, Rex Hoyle, AJ Hamill in 21st, Michael Faber, 22nd, Cade Green, 23rd, Mike Holsclaw, Wayne McDuff, the 3rd, Jimmy McIntyre, Travis Pryor, rounding out the field. Pryor finished in 27th.
All right. Well, we're going to step away for just a moment, get post-race interviews up and ready to go. We will be right back.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got it for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show under the world of outlaw.
Back live here from Martinsville, and it looks like I have got the 3rd place finisher here, the driver of the number 98. It's Chris Stump. Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, go ahead, guys.
Well, bud, there's plenty of cautions to go around here tonight, but you were up 5 positions from your 8th place starting spot up into 3rd. It's got to feel good. A little bit of a monkey off the back here.
Yeah, did you guys run out of beer up there?
Not yet, bud. Never gonna happen.
Okay, I was worried about you. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was unfortunate for everyone, man. That was rough. It was hard to pass. Really hard to pass. It seemed like usually here the outside comes in the longer you go, and I haven't run any night races here yet since they updated the track, and I don't know if it's a product of the track just being cool or whatnot, but there was absolutely no outside, and I guess guys thought they had to drive through people to make their way.
Well, we saw a lot of that, Chris, but like I said, up 5 spots from 8th to 3rd. You were doing it the right way. I mean, a little bit of patience. You got a good look on a car, and you made your move. And hey, look, a 3rd place finish. Again, not a bad place at all to finish here in the 98. Who do you got to thank on that number 98 tonight?
I just want to thank Humanizing the Badge, my Empire Racing teammates, you guys for your phenomenal broadcast as always, and Andy for not stroking out on us tonight.
Oh, I'm not sure that that's the case, Chris, as the night is still fairly young. He's still got an hour and a half and still a lot of race review to go, bud. But good to see you up here in the top 3 tonight, and we look forward to seeing you again here next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
Chris Stump, driver of the 98, coming home in 3rd place tonight. And I believe Rick caught up with our 2nd place finisher, the sponsor of tonight's race, Justin Riggsbee.
I did. Justin Riggsbee, the driver of the number 99 MoyaMoya Foundation, the fatted calf machine. You got Chris and Rick up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. Didn't know I'd be talking to you guys again, but sure am glad to be here.
Oh, man, let me tell you, you said during your pre-race interview that you had to figure out the track, and seems like you did, because you were 3rd on the speed charts during practice. You came back here, you gained 5 positions at the race to come in 2nd, man, and it was a crazy race out there, huh?
Yeah, it was a rough one tonight. A lot of patience wasn't there, and I know this isn't a common track with these cars. A lot of these guys in this league hadn't been here, but man, a good track, and that can produce some good racing. So hopefully it's something we can improve on in the future. But the MoyaMoya Foundation, Ryan's fatted calf Camaro was fast, and we moved up pretty quick and gave it all we could. But Colin was just on a different level. We didn't have anything for him.
Oh man, hey, listen, you came in 2nd. That's a big thing for you. You came up, like I said, 5 positions from the green flag. So congratulations. Anybody on that number 99 you'd like to thank, bud?
Yeah, MoyaMoya Foundation for coming on board for the race, and with the sponsor, and Ryan's Fatted Calf, Heritage Barbershop, Attitude Graphics, Ski Daddies has come on board recently. I don't think we've got them on the car yet, but and again, MoyaMoya Foundation. That's the reason we do this league, to bring awareness to these awesome causes that not everybody knows about. So again, check it out, MoyaMoya-Foundation.org, and hope to keep it up and get a podium finish again next week.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, listen, congratulations. Take this week to celebrate and get ready for next week, man. You did an awesome job.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and that's Justin Riggsbee, driver of the number 99, bringing it home in second spot, and our checkered flag winner once again, third time in a row here, is going to be Colin Allman in the number 67. Colin, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, bud. Well, that's 3 in a row. How many more times can you go before you don't win?
Hopefully all season.
Well, so far, so good for you, bud. And I'll tell you, once that 67 catches that fresh air, it is lights out. What's the secret there?
I really don't know, man. I just come out here and race and come try to have a good time and not do this. I've been doing this for 8 years now, and it's we've been good for the past couple of years. Me and the Front Mafia guys have really figured some stuff out. But on the fixed side of things, it's just I think I'm able to adapt really well to the different types of sets that we have. Like last week's set was a lot different than the feel of this one. So being able to adapt is the biggest thing, especially when you have fixed sets when everyone's on the same set.
Do you think some of that feeling came from having Martinsville at night for the first time?
Martinsville at night, I've ran here a couple times at the nighttime with the open set stuff, but never with the fixed. Usually with fixed sets at nighttime, they're really tight, and tonight was no different. Usually here at Martinsville during the daytime, the setups are really, really loose, so it was definitely a different feeling.
And lastly, Colin, who do you have on the 67 that you need to thank tonight, bud?
Just as a Front Mafia, you guys for broadcasting, and Adam for hosting the league. Hopefully next week we can get back on the right track.
All right, Colin Allman, the driver of the number 67, bringing it home in first place one more time this season. That makes it 3 in a row. Will he be able to make it 4 next week? Rick, this was a relatively caution-filled race, but when they did have green flag racing, we saw some pretty good stuff out there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I just came back from the hot dog stand, Chris. They're sold out there, but yeah, it was a lot of cars, like we said. I mean, 27 took the green flag there. The 28th guy, he decided to crawl up in the booth where he belongs and finish exactly where he decided to. But caution-filled night, but we got it done here at Martinsville, and we look forward to next week.
Absolutely. And let's go ahead and bring up the results. Colin Allman, Justin Riggsbee, Chris Stump, your top 3. Then it's Brian Hacker, Bill Martin, Jeff Dillon, top 6. Dylan Blankenship going to come home 7th. Zach Coyer in 8th. AJ Rogers, Scott Austin rounding out the top 10. Then it's Colin Phillip, Thomas Killam, Andy Lambert, Al Smith Jr., and James Somke, your top 15. And I'm going to kill the name again, but it's Rob Liedel. Hey, look, I had it right. Mark Fravard and Doug Wasaki, your top 18 drivers. And, well, let's see if we can get this to move for us. Here we go. Jeff Stiles, Rex Hoyle, AJ Hamill finishes in 21st. Michael Fravard, Cade Green, Mike Holtzclaw, Wayne McDuff, the 3rd. Jimmy McIntyre Jr., Travis Pryor, and Rick, I hate to tell you this, buddy, but you don't count no matter what it says.
I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network. Want to remind you that the pandemic is still on. I want you to stay safe out there and do what you need to do in order to stay safe. We will see you again, next Wednesday night here for the Racing for a Cause Super Late Model Series. Reminder that for the next few nights and Sunday during the day, Roger Muth and I going to be live for some special event racing. Make sure to check us out here on YouTube, and we will see you next time.
Yeah.